Party peeps. Tony Rowe in the house, recording a rapid game. It's been a while. Against leva49, or leva49. A Ruski, or purportedly a Ruski. Is that offensive? I don't know. I didn't mean it to be offensive. We are going to play a Fianchetto Grünfeld of some kind. I really do not like playing against this line. I have searched high and low for interesting lines and options here. Just there aren't any. All right, so I've elected to play c3, which looks totally lame. In a way, it is totally lame, but there are some interesting ideas here. I can't remember if I'm supposed to go knight h4 and then e4 right away, or if I'm supposed to go queen b3. I apologize if you guys heard that squeaking there. That was Mort. Ay, ay, ay. So knight h4, bishop e6, e4. D takes e4, knight takes e4. Knight takes e4, bishop e4, bishop d5 is possible. I'm just going to go queen b3. I feel like it's a sort of logical thing to do based on the fact that black brought this light squared bishop out early. Okay. Do I want to go c4? Knight h4 is still possible. Bishop e6, e4, d takes e4, queen takes b6, a takes b6. Knight e4, knight e4, bishop e4. Yeah. Problem with going c4 is that it feels fairly stupid to do that when I've gone knight b to d2 instead of knight to c3. I don't see anything else. This has been a fairly unsuccessful experiment, methinks. Yeah, I was thinking about knight e5 here. Thinking about h3 as well. My point being is that black can sort of start to consider e5, d takes e5, knight g4. I don't know if it's that good. And h3 is just a way to stop knight g4. There's also these veiled g4 ideas if black decided to go something like e6. I can force him to go bishop e4. c5 is not out of consideration. c5 takes, knight e4. Knight e5, there might be queen d4. That seems pretty ballsy, but it's possible. Mort. I would be so much happier with my position if my knight was on c3. This piece feels so unbelievably dumb here. Okay, I'm going to go knight h4. I don't know if it's any good. d4 is loose, but I don't think he really wants to take it. Queen d4, knight f5, g takes f5, c takes d5, and then taking here seems okay for white. I had this weird idea. I was thinking about bishop to e6, c5, queen to c7, and then f4. Radically stopping e5. Just claiming that after knight f3, I just have a ton of space. Yeah, that's probably not even that good. Bishop e6, c5, queen c7, f4. He has b6. Interesting. Okay, I'm happy with this development. That's for sure. Or do I just go knight f3? Or c5 even. c5 is interesting. Actually, queen d3 or queen c2. Thinking about queen d3, e6, c5, queen to c7, then knight f3. Bishop f4 coming. Maybe it's better for him to go somewhere else after c5, like a6 or something. But so maybe queen d3 is better in that case. Queen d3, e6, c5, and queen a6 is stupid because I can take here. Okay, I like the looks of this. Protecting this pawn and hitting this thing. Maybe he'll go knight e4 here instead of e6, but... I'm going to try this. I don't know if it's good to release the tension like this. You know, long term, maybe I'll be sad that I don't have this option of trying to provoke him into dc4, playing c takes d5 myself, but I'm going to give it a whirl. He's got some sensitive dark squares that I would like to tickle a bit by putting my bishop here, so... The one problem for black, it's not uncommon a little bit to see this, but the one problem for black in these lines where he allows knight takes f5 is that playing e5 is always very difficult because of the weakness of this f-pawn. If I just simply take here, it leaves him with these double isolated f-pawns. It's pretty ugly. And this is my point of going queen d3 up front, is that black is always going to want to chip away at this c-pawn with b6, and by moving the queen away from b3, I have this option of pushing the b-pawn, which is nice. Okay, I'm going to play knight e1, and my idea is to go f3. Eventually, I think I'm going to want to go e4 and blow this position open anyway, so I'm going to go f3, probably put my bishop on d6. He'll go rook e8. And then I would really like to put my knight on d3, but I don't know if I'm going to have time for all that. Really? Yeah, looks like that's actually possible. Think about this. No, he didn't want to. Yeah, not so easy. Maybe knight e1 was stupid. I haven't been playing very well lately, to be honest. I haven't been recording a lot of videos because, truth be told, I just haven't had a lot of time for chess, and I've just been playing like dog. Haven't been playing well. Hot garbage, let's put it. And I haven't wanted to expose you good people to crappy chess. I'm not even... There's this f3 idea lingering, but I'm honestly not even sure if it was my turn, if f3 would do anything. Because f3, bishop d4 check. And if I go here, then he has knight f2. If I go e3, he has knight takes. Bishop takes check there, and then he can move this thing. This thing is still loosey-goosey, if I can ever budge this idiot from e4. Which is annoying. Maybe my next move is just very simple. d4. Or e3, rather. Excuse me. I also apologize for you guys having to sit through this hat hair, man. It's like... I probably can't successfully film it. It sucks so bad here in Cleveland. The weather's been unbelievably weird. Like one day it's 70 and sunny, the next day it's like 30 and raining, the next day it snows, it blows. Seasonal depression is real. Man, I bought a house. That's cool, right? Extra responsibilities, adulting, things like that. But soon there'll be a different backdrop. I won't have to shut this door and reveal that it's a bathroom. Okay, so he moves the knight. That's good for me. And serious question: where does this thing go? If I boop him here, what's he doing about that? It's conspicuously low on squares. Fun. Trapping knights. Trapping knights. That's why I'm 2346. I see the one movers. No, I don't deserve this rating. At least not at this exact moment in time. If this guy was smart, he would continue to play this and try and flag me. How should he make it the most messy? I don't know. Knight h5 maybe. Knight h5, f takes e4, knight to f4. Rook f4. F takes e4. He does have, you know, some pawns up in my business. I doubt it's enough. I think I'm pretty much forced to take this immediately because this opens up a square here. Yeah. I'd like to go queen d2 because queen d2 preparing knight c2 to d4. This is a very juicy square for a knight. Like long term, if I was able to get in like these moves, I'd be very, very satisfied. But queen d2 immediately runs into b takes c5, and I can't take back because my rook is loose. And that's embarrassing. And of course, if I take here to just offload the idea, then he starts getting mobile with c5, and I don't like that at all. This move's interesting, actually, now that I look at it. Stopping black from going f5 and also just relocating this bishop to a good square with tempo. It's obviously not very good on this diagonal anymore, so let's peek it around the corner, see what's what. I would imagine he's going to go rook d8 or rook e8. Rook d8 makes a little bit more sense to me. I can also think about working up some counterplay against this c6 pawn. If he doesn't go rook c7. Rook c7 is possible. But if he goes, like, let's say rook c to d8, then maybe rook c1, threatening to take here. Well, sort of threatening to take here because this is check, but eventually threatening to expose this weak c pawn. And if he goes b takes c5, then I can take with the queen, and I have this backward pawn to harass for a while. This position, I'm up a knight, but it's still complicated. Like, I could blunder here for sure, and he would be, you know, probably winning in a lot of cases. So my king is sort of bad. I'm going to go knight g2. f5 is starting to look like a very juicy square for my knight, so I'm going to start with that. Another benefit of bishop h3, vacating the g2 square. So knight e3, and then here. I wish my queen could very quickly relocate to like a dark square, but that's not going to happen. Bishop e5, I'll just go rook f5, I think. Bishop e5, rook f5, f6 looks kind of risky after rook h5. Then bishop e6 check, king h8, bishop f5 would be annoying. Hitting this guy. Or bishop f5 immediately is also possible, but I slept until like 11 today. I don't know why I'm tired. Yeah, I saw this move, but I don't know if his idea is eventually to blow things open with d4 and he wants this hook here or what, but this move appears to just lose a tempo. He wants me to maybe not go knight e3. Joke's on you, buddy. There's two ways to skin this cat. Oh, maybe he wants to go bishop h6 now. Joke's on me. No, it doesn't. That's okay. I have this check, and then I go knight f5, and he's in a lot of trouble, I think. Yeah, he wants to make things weird. Understandably. I don't feel like I should be that worried about it. I think I'm just going to take this. I'm just going to go knight f5. I think this is the most direct. This is, all things considered, given sort of like the dynamic situation, the dynamic nature of the position and the weaknesses on black's king side. This move is like sort of a do-nothing move. Like, I don't really care if I lose that pawn. All right, and I'll just go queen c2. He can play here, but then rook g4, and he's dead. Knight d6 is on the cards here. Neither king is particularly great. Did you guys see that perfect lift with the label showing? This video is sponsored by Coke Zero, Coca-Cola Zero Sugar rather. Rest in peace, Coke Zero. They can't just stick with something good, you know? Really? Really? Some awareness about your life situation would be at least respectful here, Leva. I mean, you know, the storm cloud over your king side and you're missing G pawn and the knight on f5 and you're like, C takes b4. I want this pawn so bad. Just the lack of respect. Brutal. My professor broke his nose today at jiu-jitsu. Ooh. All right, let's take a look here. Study. All right. I need to look at this stupid line. All right. This line's not totally insane, by the way. It's been played by a lot of strong players like Vladimir Kramnik, so. And just knight h4 right away. Knight h4, bishop e6. Okay, rook e1 first. I don't necessarily see why I care about the difference. And this is what I was worried about because it just looks lame. Okay, and if rook e1 first, then knight b to d7, presumably, and then here. Okay, this is different how? It's not. Okay. It's pretty much the same. I guess I can go here, and black doesn't have a huge amount of counterplay, but yeah, I mean, maybe you can sort of claim that this is slightly annoying. Like, I go queen b3 and bishop f4 maybe, and maybe you can claim that white is like the tiniest smidge better, but I'm also not totally sure what I'm doing here. Like, after black goes e6. Yeah, I'm not sure. We got to switch those around. I think the eval should go last, personally. But that's a style thing. Tebow, if you're watching, hit me up. Let's talk. All right. But queen b3 I'm not sure is bad. Queen b6. Yeah, and everyone's going knight to e5, I guess. Knight to e5, knight b to d7 takes. My instinct is that black should take with a bishop. But whatever. And then e4. I'm not impressed by honestly by any of these positions in this line. It's just not exciting to me. I guess e5 is even possible. That's not. If e5 is good and Stockfish thinks it's good, then this line is totally lame. Yeah, this was stupid though. I think I'm very happy to give this at least a dubious sign. misremembered some in some of these lines. I was finding that c4 was the best move, even though it loses a tempo. Like, but this line is not one of those lines. The problem is black hasn't done anything to like really deserve to be worse after white goes c3 and then c4. Like, I could theoretically reach pretty much this exact same position with one move to boot. And also, this knight is extremely dumb. This is the worst square for this friggin' knight ever. It wouldn't be that bad if I could go b3 and bishop b2. Like, you know, for instance, in like some people go knight b to d2 here. And then after like c6, c4, bishop f5, b3. And then with bishop b2, this system kind of makes sense because the bishop on b2 is, you can put it on a good square there, and you're stopping e5. And white still has this sort of lingering idea of going knight h4 and e4. But yeah, here it makes no sense because this knight is so stupid. But I think rook c8 is just not good. I don't think this move is good at all. Somehow I feel like white should be better now. But I have the two bishops, and I have this weak pawn on f5 to work on, and I'm just not all that enthusiastic about black's position anymore. But yeah, all this seems good. Just very straightforward edge. Somewhere, yeah, probably white is a little bit better. 94. I do think 91 was probably dumb, though. Oh, we both missed a tactic here. Yeah. Damn it. And I can't take because of this. Shoot. So this move was like way worse than I thought even. And I just got lucky that he played e5. Yeah, I don't believe in knight g4 at all, though, I think. Especially if you have to do this. I mean, like, what happens if he just plays, like, a null move like this? This move looks the most natural to me. I can't go f3 anyway because of this, so... I at least have to make some other move instead. I'm reluctant to go knight f3, which is Stockfish's suggestion, because I really want to at least threaten f4, or f3 rather. What about e3? Yeah, but I'm just not. I guess this is just good too. I don't see anything here for black. And yeah, after this, just the knight is trapped. I mean, there's nothing much left here. I guess very quickly we can take a look at some of the subsequent play. I think this bishop d4 check idea just wasted too much time. I get the idea, like he doesn't want me to go knight to e3, and maybe he wants to be able to rip the game open completely with d4, but you know, my knight comes to h4 very quickly, and then after this, it's just too late to go d4 anyway. Like probably here, I don't know, at some point, like here, he maybe has to go king to h8, or on this move, he has to go king to h8. But now he's just dead. There's just nothing. This move's just great. Like, yeah, a weird one. I really have to do some work on this line. I was playing c4, d takes c4, knight a3, c3, takes c5, and then I think I was maybe going rook to e1 here was the line I was checking out. But the problem is there's just so many lines, and like if you play c4, the main move is c6, and oh shit, I promoted that by accident. Yeah, I mean c6 is just like this labyrinth, and I honestly can't find anything for white. And for a while I was playing c takes d5, c takes d5, and then either knight e5 here or knight c3, trying to reach the same position. Basically, I wanted to reach like this position, which is not amazing for white, but at least after, like, well, in practice I scored pretty well because everyone who doesn't know what they're doing goes knight c6, and it at least after this gives me something to play for. Like, I have this plan, and you know, you can put the bishop on e3 or f4, and then you go rook a to c1, and at least you have the weak c6 pawn, and you have the c5 square. Like, I could pretend to have like some kind of an advantage there, or at least play for something. But knight g4 here is very good, and I haven't been able to find anything here specifically. And the problem with going knight c3 first, hoping for knight c6, knight to e5, is that I believe knight to e4 in this position is just considered equal. So yeah, so I stopped playing that after a while, and then it's like, okay, I started looking at all kinds of other stuff, but I honestly can't find anything. It's just a very, very annoying line to play. So then I started looking at these side lines, and I saw, like, okay, c3 is possible. Yeah, people have played bishop e3 like pretty successfully, but I really don't believe in it. There's like an idea of just going queen c1 and bishop to h6, but also queen to c1 and rook d1 and c4 when the queen protects the c pawn. It's kind of interesting, but it shouldn't be good. Yeah, I'll figure something out eventually. At least something to, you know, kind of pretend to give black some problems, but I haven't found anything I'm super excited about yet. I've also even started like going this specific move order. I guess I probably, yeah, I mean, I could still do it. Going b3. I usually you'd reach this position from like knight f6, g3, g6, then I was going b3 in all these positions, planning to meet d6 with d4, and then I'm back in my favorite like 6b3 King's Indian, and meeting d5 with c4, and then I'm kind of in a Grünfeld versus ready, and I can go d3 instead of d4, and this position's kind of interesting, like or castles maybe makes more sense. But yeah, white wants to go d3 and then knight b to d2 and eventually shoot for something like e4. This is a very common ready style position. The problem with doing this is that at like any given moment here, black can play c5 because I haven't put the pawn on d4 yet, and then I'm in kind of a symmetrical English that I don't think black should have huge amounts of problems. But yeah, maybe this is the better way to go anyway. Or maybe even here, like c5, and then if bishop g2, I don't know, maybe black can even go d5. And then, yeah, c4, d4, not so sure about this. So there are move order problems with everything, and I have to figure this crap out. But all right, hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm sorry it was like not that high quality of a game, but sometimes that's what chess is. So I will see all of you dudes and dudettes, party people soon.